guys, this is Pierre, and I'm in my kitchen and I'm cooking some tea, and I was reflecting on some really wise words that my beautiful wife recently emailed me. She emailed me a link. This is, I guess, how we do in the 21st century. She emailed me a link to a devotional series on the internet, and in that devotional series they were talking about a really important text, and this is a text that I love, but one that I sometimes forget, and this text is 2 Corinthians 9:8, and it says, "And God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that in all things and at all times, having everything you need, you will abound in every good work." And I can see why she sent that to me, because just recently we were having a discussion, and in this discussion we were talking about how sometimes it just feels sometimes like you're sort of not heading in the right direction, or that you don't quite know where you're going. You're busy, you're doing a ton of really great work, but you just don't know what lies ahead, and are you going to be safe and secure in whatever does in fact lie ahead. And we're filmmakers, we're artists, and if you're watching this, it's probably because you're an artist as well to some degree. Whether you are a full-time artist, an entrepreneur artist, or someone who's an artist as a hobby. The bottom line, though, is that every now and again as an artist, I feel like sometimes that where I see myself in a few years and where I am today are so drastically different that I feel like it'll just never happen, or I feel like what is it that I need to do that I'm not doing that'll give me the results that I would like for my life. And the thing that I have to be reminded of sometimes is that my life isn't my own. It's not, and I think this really is for all of us. I mean, it's not. It's a little it's difficult to think that way, but it's true. Your life isn't your own. Your life is a gift from God, and what God wants us to do with our lives is to sort of invest in them and honor Him, and to, I guess, show our gratitude for our lives by living a life that reflects our Creator. For me, that means telling great stories and inspiring people and motivating people. And that doesn't just mean doing Christian films or things like that. I mean, not everyone is a Christian, and not everyone is going to seek inspiration from Christian films. I believe one of the things I tell people very often is that when Jesus was on earth, walking the planet and telling his incredible parables, he wasn't telling stories about himself. He was telling stories that people could relate to, in situations that they could relate to, and in putting nuggets of inspiration and motivation and spiritual encouragement and advice into those stories. This is the same thing, I think, with really great spiritual teachers like Buddha, whom I very much respect and listen to, and read the works of. I just we have to remember that as long as we are doing today what God wants us to do today, as long as we are living a life right now that is reflective of our Creator and living to the best of our ability. That might not be, making $1 zillion or whatever company, or being the best business person you could be, or whatever. It might just be being the best artist, or being the best person that you can be, to influence and motivate other people, those around you. If we are living a life today, right now, that is accomplishing those truly very simple tasks, then God is going to work everything out so that our good works can continue. It might not be in ways that we anticipate or think. For example, today, I'm a director. I may not be a Hollywood, $1 million director making, big budget films that nobody cares about the very next year, but I am making films that I love right now. I'm involved with an incredible team of people that I love working with, that motivate and inspire me and help me to become the best artist that I can be. And for me, that's very, very, very important. And this text highlights something that I just want to point out to you guys, and this is whole idea of blind faith versus dumb faith. And when I went to Russia, I was operating on blind faith. I was saying, you know what, as long as I do everything that I can today, everything that I can right now to put out into the universe and out into my community the notion that there is a good work that needs to be done, that God will, through the people around me, will provide the support that I need. And you know what? I went to Russia. And when I went to Russia, I did the research that God sent me out there to do. And I think that's very telling, because this to me means that God wants me to make the film that he sent me to Russia to make. He wants me to move forward in this direction. And but I don't know what lies ahead. I have no idea. Now, I could just sit back on my butt and say, well, you know what? God's going to open the doors. The funding is going to come out from the sky. The buckets of heaven are going to outpour tons and tons of cash into my lap so that I can go and do this good work. That might happen, but it really honestly might not happen. And am I prepared for the kind of doors God will open for me? Not the doors I want him to, but the ones he actually will. And that means for me, I need to be motivated and I need to be action-packed. I need to move forward with this film as if God will provide the funding. Okay? Not sit and wait for him to provide, but say God is going to open the doors and provide whatever resources he's going to provide to make this film happen. What I need to do is operate on blind faith. I need to continue the path. I need to move forward in the direction that God has set me on, and pray and acknowledge that he is going to provide for me what is needed to get the task done. It may not be in the way that I'm expecting it, but you know what? It's going to happen. You know why? Because it's his work, and it's a good work, and he says in his word that he will provide. He will see every good work to its completion. Now, that being said, there's also dumb faith. I could just say, well, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait and believe God is going to provide this, and I'm just going to wait until he provides whatever he's going to provide for me to move forward. You know what? That's dumb faith, because while I'm sitting down waiting, God could be providing several opportunities for me to move forward that I'm not even paying attention to, because I'm only waiting for one particular thing. And so that's dumb faith. Blind faith versus dumb faith. And it's really important, and I got to wrap this video up because my tea is just about done, as you can see. It's really important to recognize that we have got to move forward on blind faith, and to take 2 Corinthians 9:8 to heart. I'm going to read it one more time, and that'll be it for this episode of Life Knocks. And God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that in all things and at all times, having everything you need, you will abound in every good work. I take that text very personally. I thank my wife, Brittany, for sending that to me so that I could be reminded, especially there are times when I forget and I get discouraged. And I want to send that encouragement to you guys, because I know you're working on something very special. Each of you has an incredible gift that God has given just to you, that he wants you to move forward with. Just to name a few, my friend Miles Franklin, my very good associate Miles, he just launched his wine label, Julian Wines. That's something God placed into him to do. It's a good work about inspiring communities and to bring positive energy into an area that is usually not doesn't have a lot of positive energy. And that's his thing, and he's doing it, and he's moving forward. And that's the same thing with each of you. We're working with an incredible visionary named Aaron Lloyd, and he is the visionary behind the Christian's Challenge, and we are working with him to develop his show and to develop this incredible game show around his vision to inspire and motivate people of all ages to get engaged with their Bibles. And these are good works, and God's going to open the doors to see all of these things to completion, including you and whatever God has told you to move forward. The secret is to get on with it. Move forward. Okay? Stop wishing and wanting and just move forward. The circumstances are never going to be ideal. The timing is never going to feel right. No matter what time of day it was, if God asked Jonah to go to Nineveh, Jonah was always going to say no. There was never going to be a better time for Jonah to want to go to Nineveh. But you know what? God, when he tried to run away, God had a big old whale swallow him up and dump him and spit him right out into Nineveh. So no matter what, he ended up getting to Nineveh. And when he got there, he did what he was called to do. So just, let's not beat around the bush. Let's not make God have to take us the long way around. Let's just move forward. The shortest distance between one point to another is a straight line. So let's keep moving. Thanks so much, guys. Talk to you soon.